he said, comparing him with Bill Gates, he said that people overestimate the difficulty of what Bill Gates does, and they underestimate the difficulty of what I do, Warren Buffett, because he is, of course, the hodler, a best-known hodler, his holding period being forever, as he has said.
Which is similar to mine.
Right, and so you've applied this, and so just once again to review the 7 network effects. Number 1 is the hodler. Number 1, if you're holding Bitcoin and you're not being inactive, you're participating in something extremely important in this space, correct? And then the other 6 are, again...
Yeah, I mean, it's all built on the hodler, you know, because that's the speculation demand, and then you've got transactional demand. But let's look at the scoreboard. You got Bill Gates and you got Warren Buffett. From when I started publicly talking about Bitcoin till today, if you take into account the forks, in 7 years, the ROI is higher than Warren Buffett's return in his 50 years.
Right.
By a factor of, I think, 2. So, I mean, like Warren Buffett, he's not a very good investor compared to myself, based on the scoreboard and the numbers. You know, and so then you look at Gates. Well, you know, to really understand and get what's going on with Bitcoin, you kind of have to do both. You have to have the discipline of someone like a Buffett, and I've read every single one of his letter to shareholders. You know, I respect him and his investment acumen. But then you've also got to have the creative destruction and the entrepreneurialness of a Bill Gates to really kind of play this thing.
That is going to
very interesting, and he's right about the scoreboard, but obviously that opportunity to get into Bitcoin at 25 cents has passed, and I do see more growth in Bitcoin because it is a limited supply, and especially if there is a massive financial crunch, credit crunch, the value of tangible assets like Bitcoin will surge to the roof, and if central banks keep printing money, remember that's just going to only raise the value eventually of crypto assets because there's a limited supply of crypto assets but plenty of fiat money. So pay attention to this trend, and I understand it's hard to hold crypto assets, especially when it's flat like this, but just realize the trend that, you know, the central bank is going to continue to print money, and that money eventually will become devalued, and hard assets like Bitcoin are going to hold value, especially if people don't see the value in gold and some other commodities. That's going to just only help crypto assets, especially if they become more efficient with storage and being able to transact with it. It's just going to raise the value of crypto assets even more. But let me know what you guys think, and I will talk to you guys soon.